Acquisition of Randy Moss in the offseason by the Silver and Black caused shockwaves.
It's all over ESPN. It's in the paper. You guys are getting Randy Moss. It got out pretty quick. I've seen him play up close, personal. Our fans are going to enjoy the excitement he brings to our football field. His great work ethic, his drive to be the best, and most important, what a great teammate he is. The number of coaches that coach in Chicago, Green Bay, and Detroit are so happy that this trade has taken place. Randy Moss.
Thanks, Coach. I'd like to say welcome. As you see, I got my jersey number. I switched it back to 18. That's the number I came into the NFL with. I feel ready to be re-energized to go out here and make this thing happen. And, you know, with the players they have, you know, they have Warren Sapp, which we go way back to my rookie year. Charles Woodson at the Heisman. We never thought that we would meet up like this. I can't forget about my quarterback. I'm a fan of Kerry Collins. I like his arm. He came into the Metrodome and shredded us. When I go out here and put on that helmet and now it's silver and black, I'm going out here and I'm committed to excellence and just want to win, and you're going to see. No, there's no argument about who's the best. I know who's the best. This organization knows who's the best. This NFL knows who's the best. So I don't really have to keep answering the question of who's the best. I mean, my numbers and what I've done speaks for themselves. So.
And you look at the quarterbacks he's played with, have had their best year playing with him, along with Culpepper. The things you see defensively are significantly different because of his presence. We brought him in here to have an impact on our ability to throw the football, ability to score points.
I'm a wide receiver. My specialty is to go long and catch the ball. So that's what I expect for me to bring to this team.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Coming up, Randy Moss has always been able to blow past defenders, but the All-Pro wideout has often had trouble outrunning controversy.
I don't give a damn what they talk about.
Now, the enigmatic receiver sits down with Chris Myers.
Did Dante Culpepper betray you? At the time that I did get traded, I didn't feel it was right.
Join us for the next 30 minutes and find out what really makes Randy Moss tick. Right now, on another sure-handed edition of CMI, the Chris Myers Interview.
Are you happy to be out of Minnesota? I know you're happy to be in Oakland. You know, my off seasons over the last, 4 years were very intense, and I tried to get back to being a dominant receiver because, you know, I get double, I get triple coverage, and, you know, it's just something that I always tried to do is try to show up for my team when needed. And, you know, I can really honestly say that I left a lot of that as far as my feelings and how I felt about the game for the Vikings in Minnesota. But, you know, now that I'm gone, I think that I do miss it a little bit. But, you know, I'm trying to make a new home here in California. Did Dante Culpepper betray you? Do you feel betrayed? You know, I think that Dante really wanted to be the main focal point, the main leader of the team. And, you know, I really didn't have no problem with that. You know, I just didn't want, you know, me and him to clash and the two of us to get in the way of what the team's trying to do. So at the time that I did get traded, I didn't feel it was right. But, you know, once a lot of people start talking and the more you hear and the things you read in the papers, I'm like, yeah, I am glad that I got out of there. Any question in your mind that you're the best receiver in the NFL today? I think that what I've accomplished, you know, when given certain situations and big games and doubled and triple coverage, coming up with the catch, run after the catch. I think that right now in this game today it makes me the #1 receiver, and that's why I strive and work as hard as I do, you know, in season and off season, because I want to continue to be the best. I mean, I've done a lot of things that a lot of receivers will never accomplish, and you know, my 7-year career in Minnesota, I mean, I loved playing at Lambeau Field. I mean, that's one of the memories I'll take with me to my grave is being able to play at Lambeau. And, you know, being, you know, how nasty and rude the fans are, it was more of me having fun with the fans and, you know, not trying to be, you know, too mean and too nasty. But it's just something I felt, you know, they do it to me, so why not get them back? And, you know, I didn't really think that it was going to blow up as big as it did. And it's just something that, you know, I regret because it came out negative. Probably my first time I've had really a personal goal that I really, really want. And that is the touchdowns in the regular season.
Jerry Rice, 22?
22, okay, Jerry Rice. And I mean, I've had 17 twice, but I think that if I could win a Super Bowl or to get the touchdown record. I mean, I'm serious about my game. You know, I just want things to be perfect when it comes to football because that's all I know.
Throughout the game, the 49ers head coach, that was a 36-yard return for the Raiders, and they're in business. A wide-open Randy Moss, his first reception as a Raider. Moss over, of course, with his first reception of 11 yards.
Collins in trouble. Comeback route and a completion helping him out. It was Moss, and Moss is in for the first time. There's been a cloud hanging over Randy over the last couple of days.
Well, it has been, and ironically on this last play, you know, you got pressure coming. Moreland Greenwood does a great job, but you got to have not just pressure, but you've got to have closing on the backside here. Moss still catches, makes a 9+ yard advantage there.
Collins again. Time deep down the middle. Same result. So the middle of the field victimized this time by Randy Moss for 14 yards.
Watch here. The ball's going to come right here in the middle of the field. Randy Moss is going to work, and they'll stutter step, but Coleman denials, not just a River and Jordan, brother. He picked it and cleaned, didn't he? And he's headed the other direction. That's great defensive play and anticipation on the ball by Coleman.
Here comes the pressure. Collins looking for Moss. Overthrown, and it's going to be 4th down.
You knew he was going to go to Randy Moss on that because, you know, Randy Moss has got to get into this offense a little bit. Only a couple catches so far this preseason. He's got to play a little bit and get his rhythm as an Oakland Raider.
You know, I thought the protection was very good, Artie. They picked up the blitz real well. One-on-one outside. Kerry Collins just missed on the throw.
Moss at the bottom, and he looks for Moss, and he has him. Randy Moss, and he's not able to break the tackle, and he's down at the 40-yard line.
Hey, you know what, Artie? You mentioned before that, you know, coaches hate 1st and 15. I think they hate 3rd and 15 a little more.
You know what? You got that right. And that's a way to get out of that hole right there. Randy Moss. Watch what happens over here. Lamont Jordan's going to get the ball and come back this way, as we've seen him do. But there's a block by Whitted. And there's a block by Randy Moss. Excellent job by the wide receivers.
Play action, Jordan. Looking long, wide open Moss. Welcome to the Oakland Raiders. Randy Moss, touchdown. Plunk, what a job Kerry Collins did selling that play action.
Oh, absolutely. He bent down, faked the run.
You know, talk about perfect ball handling. You're so right, Jim Plunkett. Excellent deception by Collins. Randy Moss gets behind the defense.
Boy, that's just pitch and catch right there. Randy Moss with his first touchdown as a member of the Raiders. That Randy Moss touchdown has got the guys pumped up down there. 5 plays, 81 yards, Wiz, and boy, I'll tell you, Randy Moss, hopefully the first of many for the Silver and Black.
I'm sure it will be.
You know, you take a look at this thing, and it looks like the safety, we don't have an all-22 on this, it looks like the safety goes for the run fake, and the rest of the secondary, Plunk, was playing cover 2.
Well, when was the last time you saw people cheer as loudly as they did for Randy Moss for a preseason touchdown pass? It was a great reception, a great way to start his career here in Oakland.
Collins to the end zone, and just overthrown, incomplete. Ball just a little high, and it's going to be 3rd and goal.
You're going to see Randy Moss right here. He's going to run an in route right to the corner of the end zone. As you said, Grant, just a little bit too high, even for a great athlete like Randy Moss. But the good thing, as you pointed out a couple weeks ago, Jim, ain't nobody else going to catch it if Randy Moss does it.
Absolutely. And most of the time, he's going to have that, that reception.
And again, they fake the handoff to Jordan. Near side Moss, and he has the first down, and he walks out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
You think they were playing off from deep that time? I think so, after going up twice, giving them a little bit more room.
And Moss, top of the screen, and Collins. Looking, throwing, end zone! Touchdown, Randy Moss! Oh, boy. And for the 2nd week in a row, it's Collins to Moss, and the Raiders take the early lead.
And that's what we're expecting all along from Randy Moss, getting behind the defenders. Another wide open play just like last week. And, I mean, he beat the defender good without a lot of play action that time. He just ran right by him. A little bit of pressure on Collins, but he gets rid of it right on the mark. And there's Randy Moss, at least 4 yards deeper than the linebacker.
Well, an impressive opening drive for the Raiders, and they take the 7-0 lead.
You know, as we watch this replay here of Randy Moss's touchdown, this is not fair to ask a linebacker, Courtney Watson, right here to run with Randy Moss, who's running down the field. The Saints were in some type of man-to-man coverage. He had the third guy out to his side, who they expected to be a tight end and or a back. But Norv Turner got number 18 to be the third guy. And Courtney Watson, a second-year man out of Notre Dame, who only played in 8 games last year, is running with Randy Moss. No chance.
Week 1, the kickoff to the 2005 NFL season. Coming up, the Patriots hosting the Raiders. Collins in his second season as a Raider. You've got a flag, you've got a free play with New England offside, and Randy Moss makes the catch at the 32-yard line. So with New England jumping, Collins is able to exploit it. That's a 29-yard pickup.
And that's why Kerry Collins loves Randy Moss, because when you get this, like you say, Richard Seymour jumps, Kerry Collins knows that he has a free play. Luckily, he has Randy Moss going deep. So all you have to do, and Collins has said this, that this guy can jump so well and catch so well. All I have to do is get it up in the air near him, and he'll get it. You know, Randy Moss does a lot for a team, and we've talked about it. You know, he's going to catch passes, and you know, and he controls coverages, and he does all those things. But he also gets penalties. You know, I mean, he'll get penalties for you. You see, Tyrone Poole held, but who did he hold? He held Randy Moss.
Not the first time Moss has been held, nor the last. It must be so enticing when you see Randy Moss across the line, if he gets a half a step on you, to just reach out by instinct.
Yeah, because I think anytime you see Randy Moss and you're a defender, and I know every defensive coach in the league thinks that he's going to go deep. And every defender and every defensive coach is scared of someone going deep on him. The two things I worry about is the deep pass and the quarterback running. And this guy, to me, is the most dangerous deep pass threat in football.
2 defensive linemen by trade line up for New England, and Collins is going to air it out for who else? Randy Moss with triple coverage, and it's incomplete.
One thing you know in that situation, the Patriots aren't going to leave Randy Moss one-on-one. They're not going to leave him even 2-on-1. Here's Randy Moss out here, and you can see the corners running with him. The safety is back there, Eugene Wilson waiting for him. And here comes Rodney Harrison, the other safety, over to take a shot at him.
Saw Crockett on the last series. Collins to throw. Collins going deep. Collins from Moss. He juggles it, then catches it. Harrison can't tackle him. And Randy Moss, who comes to Oakland after 7 illustrious seasons with Minnesota, scores on a 73-yard throw and catch.
That's why he's the most dangerous player in the NFL, because you never know when this is going to come. You see Randy Moss out there. Tyrone Poole is here. He's looking into the backfield. Randy Moss, that's the old deal. When he gets even right there, he's leaving. There's no way that when he gets a step on you that you're going to catch him. And then Rodney Harrison coming across, he has to have a better angle than that if he's going to tackle Randy Moss in the open field.
And Randy Moss has caught 2 balls tonight for 102 yards. And just like that, the Raiders are back on top. 14-10. Randy Moss. Take a look at some of what he has done. Since 1998, when he came into the league, played his college football at Marshall in West Virginia. Tied for 4th in reception, 2nd in receiving yards, 4th in yards per reception, and 90 touchdowns coming into tonight. So that's 91 now for Moss, which is kind of Jerry Rice-like at the start of a career. And our salute to Jerry, of course, as he retired the other day. But when you go back over Rice's first few years in the league, 7+, the numbers with Moss stack up pretty good.
Yeah, and I can't figure out how people can say
the Minnesota Vikings are going to be better without Randy Moss. Someone has to explain that to me, when you can take 90 touchdowns off your team and be better. I mean, I've heard that it'll be Culpepper's team and all this baloney. I don't believe it. You can't take a talent like that, who to me, as I said earlier, is the most dangerous player in the NFL, and then your team be better.
Yeah, I don't believe in addition by subtraction either. I think you lose a guy like that, you lose a phenomenal threat. And there it is. Jerry Rice in his first 7 years, 93 touchdown receptions, wound up with 197 over 20 years. And Moss with 90 in his first 7, and there's his 91st, which you just saw moments ago. The Raiders' longest touchdown reception since James Jett went 84 yards in 2000.
And I think Jerry Rice was the best wide receiver that ever played the game.
In Foxborough, Massachusetts, Randy Moss in his debut in the silver and black. 2 catches, 102 yards, and 6 points. You know, I go back, you look at that Moss touchdown in the first half, John. He made that catch when he juggled it and scored. He makes the football look like a Nerf ball, doesn't he?
Well, you know, if you look at Randy Moss, you know, he looks like a skinny guy, but he's a big guy, and he has long arms, he has big hands, and if you had to draw up the perfect wide receiver, it would be Randy Moss, because in that package, he's also one of the fastest guys in the league.
Yep. Here's that Moss touchdown. You know, some balls clank off receivers' hands, or as John might say, doink off receivers' hands, but he makes it look like it's made out of styrofoam.
Well, his hands are so big, and then he had him a little close to his body that time, because it kind of bounced off his shoulder pads and bounced off in front of him. But he's such a good athlete that his reactions, his eyes are always staying on the ball, and then his hands can react with his eyes.
Like having Lawson's late 0-2. Collins throws, and then Moss had it, loses it, and they're going to say incomplete. They're going to say he never had it. So it's incomplete, and it's 4th down.
That's one of those things where you start to run before you catch it. And you know that Randy Moss knows better than that.
Return. Pats have the ball. Up by 3. A little more than 8 per game, and they have 8 so far tonight. First and 20. Here's Moss getting back into the picture. Taken down by Chad Scott after a short game.
Look what the safety is going to do. There's no way that they're going to let them get deep. They're not worried about the run. When the guys play this deep and play like that, they aren't worried about the run. They're just not going to let Randy Moss get deep. Now, in saying that, he will catch some of those outs, and he'll catch some ins and, you know, a hook them, the short stuff, but he's not going to get a deep one on it.
Ball at the 14-yard line. Collins in the pocket. That time he had time. And Randy Moss makes the catch with Samuel covering out to the 31-yard line. That's a gain of 17. It'll be 2nd down and 6. And that's 4 catches from Moss, 125 receiving yards.
Yeah, we talk about the safeties and being back and off. Watch how they're disguising things. One goes back, one comes up, then the other one goes back. But they're going to have one thing. They're going to have a deep guy on the side of Randy Moss.
Look at a 1-possession game. 2nd down and 10. Collins stepping up, slings it to the outside, and it's Scott who got there as the ball and Moss were converging.
And he gets on that out, and he was there up against the sidelines, but this is a guy who has a great catching radius. That's what Norv Turner was talking about with him. You can throw the ball anywhere, and I think that gives Kerry Collins some confidence. I mean, that was good coverage, and it was incomplete, but his catching radius is so big that if you get it anywhere near him, he'll come up with it most of the time.
Chad Scott in the 4th period. Collins going for 6 for Moss, but he's covered in the back of the end zone by Randall Gay. 2nd down.
Randall Gay, because he knew that he had inside help. Here we got here, and because Randall Gay knows that he has inside help, he just stays outside. And if Moss starts to go inside, Gay doesn't go with him at all. Gay just runs to that 2nd pylon. So there's no way he's going to get the post because he had the safety in there. And there's no way he's going to get the corner because Randall Gay was just sitting out there.
At the snap. And Collins throwing into that coverage, into double coverage for Moss, and it's incomplete. And Rodney Harrison's arguing that it was offensive interference.
Yeah. I know. And one thing, we talked about Bill Belichick and his defenses and Mangini and so on. What they think you're going to do, you're not going to be able to do. We talk about how deep the safeties are, and they're not going to let Randy Moss get deep. I mean, they're going to have two guys out. Now, he may out-jump someone, but they're going to have guys back there. There's no way that he's going to get behind anyone. I mean, this defensive secondary is always going to stay deeper than the deepest. You think that some plays with all this double coverage on Randy Moss, he's out here in the left now, down here at the bottom, and you see all the double on him, that there has to be something to some of these other receivers.
And two-point conversions to the outside to Moss, and he steps out after picking up the first down. It'll be first and goal at the 4-yard line with 3:14 along the back line for the touchdown.
Yeah, and that's the area that you want to work, and I think that they were concentrating so much on Randy Moss that you figured that there has to be someone else, and that someone else is a tight end, Courtney Anderson. You see here they got Moss doubled. You see they're all coming up here on Moss, and Anderson, he gets right in behind him.
Courtney Anderson's second touchdown. Last year, teams were successful 49% of the time. And Collins, fade, Moss, penalty.
I think they called it against the offense, though.
Pass interference, offense, number 18. This penalty is declined, and the result for the play is that the extra point was no good.
Very interesting. Moss's body language indicated it was defensive, but the officials buy none of this. Look at this.
And watch here. Here's Randy Moss right here against Asante Samuel. I don't know. I think they're saying right there that he just pulled him down with his left hand.
Got his jersey and pulled him down. Yeah, at first it looked a little more incidental, but this is pretty clear here.
Yeah, pulling him down.
Yep.
And he didn't go for the ball. He just tried to pull Asante Samuel down.
Oakland ready to welcome a new hero. It is the regular season home debut for Randy Moss. Will you tell me about Randy Moss? What kind of an impact do you think Randy Moss has and will have on this Oakland team?
I think when the Oakland Raiders figure out how to use him, Mike, he's going to have a tremendous impact. Yes, you know about the deep ball. Yes, you know about the vertical jump. And yes, you know about being a home run hitter. But what you probably don't see is the fact that he's going to create space for other people. He will have an opportunity to lead this football team not only in catches, but as the 14 throws versus the Patriots on Thursday night, he'll probably lead them in passes thrown to as well.
Well, Randy Moss, 14 of the 40 Raider passes his way week 1. Randy Moss is a teammate. Susie Colbert tells us Warren Sapp's view.
Welcome back to Oakland, where moments ago Randy Moss making his regular season home debut, which is why the Raiders have promised to get this place rocking. Well, make that one Raider in particular, thanks to Randy Moss.
He brings a vigor and a passion and a fire that you normally, all great players have it, but, sometimes it's a switch you turn on and off, and he's got it all the time. And you just love it because he performs, I've seen him make some catches. I'm like, wow. It just is almost like you're watching Picasso or Van Gogh paint. It's almost, they're working and all of a sudden it's a masterpiece. This guy is something so special that probably the best player I've ever been around.
But that said, Sapp admits Moss's talents will be wasted if the Raiders' defense can't do its part. Sapp added, don't let the Chiefs come in here thinking all they have to do is stop Moss.
Almost a conundrum. How much is too much getting the ball to the dynamic receiver? Well, the straw that stirred things up in Minnesota made many a spectacular play, grabbed headlines with his pass-catching ability. And also with his off the field, Randy Moss, welcomed by this Oakland crowd. So many number 18 jerseys in silver and black as we made our way in here tonight. After an 11-yard game, the longest of the night, Collins up top to Moss. First down at the 17. Gain of 16, Randy's first at home in the regular season for the Raiders.
I like what I'm seeing here, Mike. I like what I'm seeing because everybody knows Randy can run. But watch this. Play action. Got him in the hole. Sit down. Make the catch away from his body. I like what I'm seeing from the Oakland Raider offense and Randy Moss, because from that I can build on that. It's only going to get better if they can continue to use him in situations like this.
His career lows because of the hamstring injury that limited Moss about half the season. San Diego in the #1 pick in the draft a couple of years ago, instead going to the Giants. Collins down the middle to Moss. In traffic, he holds on just shy of midfield. First down and a gain of 21.
I like what I'm seeing, Mike. I like what I'm seeing from the Oakland Raider offense. I was hoping that I'd get to see things like this. I'm asking Randy Moss to come in and play wide receiver, find the void, go in, take a lick, move the chains. I like what I'm seeing from this Raider offense.
When you say play wide receiver, he does play wide receiver. You mean come over the middle a little bit more?
When you let him do what he likes to do, Mike, which is run vertically, that's not playing receiver. That's just using your God-given speed. Now you asking Randy to find voids, sit down and hold. Now you're playing the position.
Moss up top, looking Moss's way. Randy pulls it in. Touchdown, penalty marker down. Maybe they get Moss for the push-off. Dexter McCleon was over there in coverage, giving up that half foot.
Pass interference, number 18 offense.
And it comes back.
10-yard penalty. Second down.
This ball's thrown late. It's a late throw. I mean, Randy has to stand there and wait for it. We're both fighting. I'm an offensive guy, and I don't know. I'm an offensive guy, and I don't know. I just thought it was two guys. Dexter had no clue where the ball was. He was definitely playing the man.
I don't like that call.
I don't either.
Second and goal. These are the times when usually you like to go back to Moss because he's really motivated to get open.
And Randy's open. Does a great job of fit. There he is, right there. There's your hole. Give it to him. Middle linebacker has no chance to get in there. Kerry might have come off him a little quick there. He might be trying not to throw the ball to Randy too much now.
Randy Moss feels like the game should be tied. The pass interference called on the Pro Bowl wide receiver. Thus, the Raiders have to settle for the Sebastian Janikowski 29-yard field goal, 14-10. Let's go back to that pass interference called against Randy Moss, negating the tying touchdown.
I'm new at this job, Mike, so I was trying to give the officials the benefit of the doubt. But after sitting here watching it again, I agree. This should have never been called. I mean, he's waiting, and then he throws it. He's like, let me think about it. I'm not sure. Yeah, it looked like the big guy pushed the little guy. So, yeah, let's penalize the big guy.
Sterling, his hands were in position to push off, but it wasn't really like he braced and pushed off to come back for the ball.
It's a perfect example of size matter. If they were both the same size, that play is not called. But the little guy got picked on, so they threw the flag for the little guy.
Randy Moss, as you see, such an effective weapon in the red zone because of that size. The Minnesota Viking fans are not happy that Randy Moss got away from the Twin Cities.
That's true.
Certainly Dante Culpepper with 5 more interceptions, 8 in his first 2 games. Minnesota has been anemic without Moss.
Well, Mike, we asked Randy Moss about his transition from Minnesota to Oakland, what it's been like. The first word he used was exciting, not knowing what to expect, wondering what's behind that door, anxious to open it, anxious to get things going. He acknowledges some things failed in the past, so he felt like there was some pressure on him. So far, he says, the ride's been fun, and the other word he used was overwhelming.
I like what I heard from Randy Moss, and what I found what was interesting, Mike, that a lot of people may not get is he is a guy very in touch with who he is and what's going on around him. So coming out here to Oakland and getting a fresh start, so to speak, you know what? there's not so much pressure on me to perform both on and off the field, but I can just come out and be one of the guys, and whatever happens, knowing he's a viable part of this offense. I was enjoying listening to him talk about himself, and he explained himself very nicely, I might add.
Talk about Randy Moss. There are things you like and things you don't like in the zone and out of the zone. In your opinion on Randy?
When he gets to do what he likes to do, and this is what he likes to do, watch his concentration level go way up. Concentration goes sky high. He is an outstanding finisher, and that's what he likes to do. Likes to use his speed, does a very good job of locating the football, and he has great focus on the football. Same opportunity right here in the crowd. He's getting a chance to stretch out. Focus, concentration, hands, wonderful job, and that's what he brings to this football team.
Well, Mike, we have to give our props to Randy Moss. Doing his job tonight, big catches, moving the chains. I talked to his wide receivers coach, Fred Biletnikoff, before the game. And Sterling, he said he has improved his route running. Biletnikoff watched film of him in Minnesota last year, said it has gotten much better, but they're most impressed with his great attitude, the energy, the enthusiasm that he's brought. He has raised the level of this receiving corps.
At halftime in Oakland, trying to make it 5-0 in the last 5. Randy Moss called for offensive pass interference. Looked to be a poor call.
You know, a guy goes up and catches a touchdown pass, and they throw a flag. We can't do anything about that flag being thrown. I saw the replay. I saw the play. It looked like a touchdown to me.
North not happy.
You know what? He's got a reason to not be happy. He really does. I mean, it's two guys going up to make a play. Late flag as it was. Your home run hitter going up, doing what he does best. Crowd is about to get in it. And all of a sudden it sets you back and you have to attempt a field goal.
And from the 32, Kerry Collins starts by going to Moss. Fifth pass thrown to Randy. Third completed out at midfield for a first down. Sterling, do they have to do more of going to Randy Moss here in the second half?
Absolutely, Mike. And you know what? You got your big free agent, your big offseason acquisition. You have to go to him because you want this crowd into it. It's your night. It's your opportunity to be special. Everybody's watching. And now they come out in the second half, and you see the throw to Randy. They're starting to understand now to use all those things to help win a football game.
It's a good thing that I agree with. First down, wasn't big fake on play action, as Collins goes deep for Randy Moss, who goes up and makes the catch. Randy Moss, touchdown Oakland. A little contact, but Moss, who caught a 73-yarder last week in New England, goes for 64 yards here. Janikowski ties the game at 17.
You know, Mike, Solomon Wilcox, who got me prepared for this job, told me I needed to be ahead of the game. You need to call, try and call what they should do and be right. And I've been begging for this play. Yes, I just called for it. And what you got right here is we've been hearing about the vertical passing game. Let your home fans see it. Look at the concentration, Mike. Concentration goes up. He makes the catch. You got a touchdown.
That's the Randy Moss signature. My hand is up. I'm ready for the ball. And for the first time, the black hole erupts as Moss scores.
The Oakland Raiders do a great job, Mike, of setting this up. Tight end outside comes in motion, creates a free release for Randy Moss to use all that room to work one-on-one on the corner, and then the rest of it is just this is what we do. This is why we brought him in. This is why Kerry Collins is our starting quarterback, and this is why we have a touchdown.
I love the hand. As soon as this hand goes up right there,
bam, I'm gone.
That's the signal to Kerry Collins. I've got it.
And Kerry still underthrew it. Look at the concentration on the catch, Mike. I love this. I love this. This is what he does best. Look at the focus and concentration. There aren't a lot of guys in the National Football League, maybe two, that could make that catch and finish it. This guy's the best in the business at doing that right there.
And this is a lot of what you said. The place is rocking after Moss ignites them.
And some people say we give Randy Moss way too much credit for doing things that you can't show on film or on video. But you look at the legs of the Oakland Raider defense now. Now they're playing on the offensive side of the line of scrimmage of Kansas City. Listen to the crowd. And that's all because number 18 figured into the football game. That's all it is. It's all him. And see, Randy's got this defense playing because normally the 2004 version of this Oakland Raider defense would have already given up a touchdown by now. But because of that guy and what he brings, and Warren Sapp talked about it, he forces everybody to be accountable, and the Oakland Raider defense is putting up an excellent fight against this offense.
Randy Moss and the Raiders back on the field to start the fourth quarter. Kansas City on top by 3. Trying to cut into the lead. The last time they were on the field, Randy Moss took it 64 yards. He's over 100 for the night. As usual, shining in prime time. We'll see if he and Kerry Collins can get the Raiders on the board again next.
Randy Moss providing the biggest play of the game. The 64-yard touchdown strike from Kerry Collins. Kansas City up 20-17.
The Sunday nighters, the Monday night, the Thursday night opener this year. Randy Moss, when the lights are on and everybody's watching, performs quite well. So Moss, Collins, and the Raiders will take the field. About 90 yards to go in a 6-point hole. 8:40 remaining in Oakland.
I think it's time to get this guy going again, because now he got a chance to play the position. You see him get his weight down, make that catch. He got a chance to find a void, go up and make a grab, get some dirt on him. He did that. And then this is what he does best. Look at the hand. I'm open. I can win this one. And over Patrick Surtain and Sammy Knight, he was able to get himself in the end zone. This crowd went nuts. The Raider defense got pumped up. Now it's time for the offense to come back. Jimmy ran that offense to come back, and let's find Randy Moss and get this crowd back in. All right, Mike, let's do it again. Why don't we just drop back, max protect, and throw it to the guy at the bottom of the screen.
The thought that you had, everybody else had. Randy Moss took half of Missouri with him down the field.
Yes, he did.
Lamont Jordan had half of the Bay Area to run.
And didn't he say he was like the best receiving back out of all the guys that Norv Turner had a chance to coach? The Terry Allens and the Stephen Davises, the Emmitt Smiths. And you got to make that catch. But I still would have thrown this football to Randy Moss right now.
Final score, Kansas City 23, Oakland 17.
Good to be back.
I'm in a league of my own.
I come ready.
Talk to me now.
Baby, I love it. I love it.
Let's go.
Moss cuts inside. Touchdown, Raiders.
Terrell Owens breaks a tackle at the 5. He scores. You got one chance to tackle this guy. If you don't get him, he's off to the races. This guy is just simply amazing.
Randy Moss from Minnesota. 4'18", he said his first year as a rookie with the Vikings, and that's why he selected 1'8". Randy Moss, Terrell Owens. Moss has one catch for 22. Owens yet to pick off his first reception.
Well, Randy Moss, we'll keep an eye on both he and Terrell Owens today. When he's away from the ball, you can see he's still drawing double coverage, although he's hardly expending a whole lot of energy coming off the ball. And here he is out of the slot working against Lito Shepherd. You notice when he thinks the ball's coming his way, there might be a little more glide in his stride, a little more pep in his step.
No, they only send 4 this time. He steps up with a lot of time, fumbles the ball.
It might be a Raider that got it, though. Somebody came sliding back up, and it is. Oakland keeps the ball.
Randy Moss, the man on the spot, saved a fumble recovery by the Eagles at the 35.
Randy Moss might have just saved the Raiders about 40 or 50 yards of field position. Kerry Collins right there put the ball away, but you can see Mike Patterson just put his hand right on it, and Randy Moss worked his way back. He was coming back to make a block when he saw his quarterback running and ended up having to be the recoverer of a fumble.
And the long pass is incomplete to Randy Moss, and 3 Eagles there with him, and Moss still almost snatched it away.
The way that the Eagles have corners with Lito Shepherd and Sheldon Brown. And look at the way that Lito Shepherd looked into the backfield, saw what was happening.
3rd and long from the end zone. Long throw down the middle, incomplete to Moss.
Well, Randy's a little ginger as he walks. He's right there on the left of your screen, working out of the slot, and he ends up wide open there. You can see if that ball would have gotten there just a shade sooner, he might have had a chance to put it away before he takes the big shot from Lewis.
Wincing on the sideline, Randy Moss, whether that's emotional or physical.
Well,
Randy knows.
He bobbled the ball when it first hit him. It kind of glanced off his forearms, and he didn't get a chance to put it away before he got hit by Lewis. If he wouldn't have bobbled the ball, Randy probably would have and should have retained that thing and caught it.
They send Moss to the top of your picture.
Not a big part of this game so far, though. Only one catch.
Here come the Eagles up the middle, picked off, throw to Moss. He steps out of bounds, short gain at the 15. Only 4 on the catch. Sheldon Brown there to cover. His number 18 jersey is the most popular jersey around the country in terms of sales. Plenty of time left. 12:56 in the fourth. Eagles by 7. Collins, good fake, and then the throw down the middle to Moss, and that'll give them some breathing room near the 20-yard line. Collins to Moss, and he has what will be close to a first down at the 29. And the linesman signaling it's enough for the first down.
Well, did you hear Randy Moss catch that ball?
Looked like the chest.
That thing made a thump when it hit his body. I don't know if he wanted to catch it with his hands. Listen to this. I don't know if Randy caught that ball because he wanted to or if it was out of self-defense.
31-yard punt. 4:17 to go. Raiders with a ball, down by a touchdown.
A soaring eagle gathers no moss.
With the noise and showing all.
Prior to the ball being snapped, false start on the offense, number 18. 5-yard penalty, still
Of all
third down.
people, Randy Moss guilty of the false start. 84 yards now in penalties against Oakland, 11 calls. 3rd and 15. 4-man rush this time, actually a 3-man rush. Collins deep to Moss, and that's a first down and more. He's at the 45, the 40, and almost kicked free. He would have gone all the way. What a play. 3rd and 15, and Moss up with an all-star catch.
And right in the middle of the field and right in a lot of congestion. This time he's working with Lito Shepard.
Runner was down by contact.
Shepard playing a zone. It's not his job to run with Moss altogether. But look at Randy Moss breaking some. Now there's something you don't see every day. In the middle of the field in traffic, breaking tackles.
31-yard catch and run. 5 catches and 86 yards for Moss.
Yeah, it really does. And that offensive line, they're going to go through some growing pains. And again, we see Randy Moss. That's going to be the key to this game. You know, we talk about the trenches and the run game and everything, but it's the big play with Randy Moss.
Play action with time and going down deep field to Randy Moss. Talk about the big play, and Randy Moss is caught from behind at the 7-yard line by Terrence Newman. 79 yards. A big one to start the offense for Oakland.
If you leave him one-on-one, Kerry Collins is going to go after you. You see right here, he's got DeMarcus Ware on the line of scrimmage, doesn't get a real good jam on him. Now he's coming into the middle of the field. He has split your safeties. Keith Davis is immediately in the trail position. I don't understand the coverage schemes of the Dallas Cowboys because this happens week after week after week.
And that is the longest play of the year. Randy Moss had caught one for 73 yards and a touchdown earlier in the year. And you talked about it at the outset. Randy Moss has loved playing against the Dallas Cowboys. 10 touchdown receptions in 5 games, including the playoffs. And he said earlier, I was really upset they didn't draft me. That's going by the boards, but I love the hype, and I hope it continues that way in the first quarter. Collins with a fake and going deep to Randy Moss. Did he stay in bounds? And he did not. He was open, though, on the sideline.
Dallas very fortunate right there because Kerry Collins, he wanted to go to the underneath receiver, and when everybody moved up on coverage, he tried to sneak one over the top to Randy Moss, but just a little bit late developing, he ran out of field on the sideline.
And with that run game working really well, Moose, that play action, them linebackers are always conscious of where Jordan is, or heavy on him right now, and that's going to open up the passing game.
3rd down and 10. Collins out of the shotgun. And the pass is caught by Moss. And a 1st down into Cowboy territory. Good grab by Randy Moss. A 20-yard pickup. And the Raiders make good on 3rd down.
One of the reasons that Randy Moss is able to do this is because he doesn't go for the ball until the last second. You see the stutter, the change of pace, but, right at the last second, he reaches up and grabs that ball. And what a throw by Kerry Collins. I mean, we talked about him maybe having to throw it into areas where he knew he normally doesn't, but Aaron Glenn is in good position underneath. Roy Williams is coming in to put a big hit from the safety position, and he fits it right in between the two of them.
Throw the ball to Moss. It'll make you look good, Moose.
You said it. Sometimes you got to throw it even if there's a man on him, right, Tony?
Absolutely.
36 yards close to the 40. Well, can Randy Moss continue his dominance of the Cowboys? We'll be right back. Randy Moss, 2 catches for 99 yards. One, of course, for 79 to set up the first score.
Dick.
Play action. And the running game has worked. Play action is open, and so is Randy Moss on a comebacker to the 10-yard line. Another Oakland 1st down, a 12-yard pickup.
Randy Moss up here at the top of your screen. He's just running into that open area. You've got his zone coverage. He finds the soft spot, delivered on time by Kerry Collins. Keith Davis doesn't have the opportunity to get there to make the play because of good timing between quarterback and wide receiver.
3 catches and 111 yards for Randy Moss. 1st down at the 45 on the skin portion of the infield. Play action for Collins. Collins going to Randy Moss. And Moss is hit immediately. He'll get to the 42. Roy Williams hit him immediately, but not before a 13-yard pickup. 1st down into Cowboy territory.
Don't get cute when 31 has got a full head of steam coming right at you. I don't know, but Randy's probably saying, I should have got down. I should have just got down.
Yesterday,
not much hidden yardage there after that hit.
Randy Moss told us yesterday, I wish I had more weight. I'd rather play defense than offense. Was that surprising?
Yeah, he says he doesn't even like offense. Just if that is true, just think what this guy could do if he actually enjoyed playing on the outside. Yeah, he wants to be a defensive guy, wants to be able to react and freelance a little bit.
4 catches, 123 yards for Randy Moss. Big win as the Raiders and Randy Moss get a victory today, 19-13 over the Cowboys.
Play action, a clever one by Collins. Going to throw a deep ball down the middle for Moss. He's got it in Dallas territory. 30, Moss 20, Moss 10. Moss is dragged down from behind, and saving the touchdown is Terrence Newman. But Randy Moss is all the way down to the Cowboy 5-yard line. Welcome back to Raiders Report. The acquisition of Randy Moss in the offseason by the Silver and Black caused shockwaves around football. The greatest deep threat in the history of the NFL has joined forces with the master of the vertical game in Al Davis and a head coach in Norv Turner who embraces going downfield. Randy Moss has been nothing but spectacular. Play action, a clever one by Collins. Going to throw a deep ball down the middle for Moss. He's got it in Dallas territory. 30, Moss 20, Moss 10. Moss is dragged down from behind. In the air down the left sideline for Moss. He's got it! And Moss cuts inside, breaks a tackle. He'll go into the end zone. 10-5. Touchdown, Raiders!
That's why he's the most dangerous player in the NFL.
6'4", 210 pounds, with the ability to leap over most NFL defensive backs. Many have said the colors silver and black suit Moss perfectly. From his college days at Marshall to his time as a Viking, and now as a Raider, number 18 has found a home that fits him perfectly.
I guess it's just as a kid, you grow up, looking at the silver and black. Now that I'm a part of it, I'm ready to do anything to help this organization go back to the top. And I'm very blessed and excited to be here.
And the feelings from his new teammates are mutual.
He's the Shaq of the NFL. He's the one player that can just come out there and change the whole outcome of the game.
Play action, Jordan.
Number 18 he gets our team better every snap he's out there, just because of the excitement that he brings. When we line up, we understand that we got to bring our A game, And then you understand that there's also players like that across the league, but he's the most dynamic in my opinion. And he gets our defense better every snap we're out there.
Randy Moss is the most exciting player in the NFL right now. Obviously, just a world of talent. A guy that instills fear in defenses more than anyone out there right now. So it's a great time to be me.
There is absolutely no doubt that the Raider Nation already loves what it sees. But what can fans expect from Randy Moss the rest of the 2005 season?
Leaving 84, coming to 18, I just want to do everything, over again. I worked hard this offseason, probably one of the hardest I've put in maybe since my rookie year. I try to work on my weaknesses, and I think that's what makes an athlete, good, and a good one's great.
It's still early in the 2005 season, but already the 8-year pro has brought back flashes of legends past. Tim Brown, Cliff Branch, Freddie Bolitnikoff, all players who are associated with a Raider staple, the vertical game.
The fans come to see that long ball. And, I want to just continue to catch touchdowns. And if the vertical game is how I'm going to get it, then I'm going to love to do it.
Randy Moss, before it's said and done, he will be considered one of the best to ever play this great game of professional football. First down and 10 now at the 47. Collins with time, throws down the field for Moss. Broken up at the last moment. That one thrown into double coverage. Sammy Davis, Terrence Keel there, and Randy Moss is down.
Looked like there was a lot of contact as that ball came out of the sky. We spoke to Randy Moss just the other day, sat down with him. And this is a guy that has a lot of confidence, and he is a special athlete. You're going to give him a shot down the field, and whenever he goes, he's going to draw double coverage like he did on this play. And it looks to me, that's interference. There's absolutely no question the guy got there too early and was not playing the ball.
Back to Oakland after this.
And he's in some pain. As we watched him come off the field, he is not right. And he got up and he's trying to shake it off. But Gus, there's something that's really hurting him. Don't know what it is, but it was a big collision, a big drop after he leapt for that pass.
Looks like he came down hard on his tailbone. Well, let's take another look at the Randy Moss injury.
He's being guarded by Sammy Davis, and Terrence Keel comes in at the end. Davis from the left. 22, and Keel jumps up. You see, Keel's not playing the ball at all. It goes right up into his hands. Sammy Davis comes in from behind, hits him. Well, looks to be tries to go over the top. You can't do that. I mean, there's no question they were there before the ball was, and I know I'm an old receiver, so I'm biased, but I'm telling you, that's pass interference. Randy Moss getting stretched out there, Gus. Now, he actually was back in the game on Lamont Jordan's touchdown run a moment ago, so we'll have to keep an eye on him. He tried to go again on the touchdown. We'll see if he's able to run as well as he was at the beginning of the game. There's no question he's not himself after that tumble he took on the pass play earlier. You see there, Randy Moss continues to get treatment on the sidelines. And that is a huge hole in the lineup for the Raiders. The one guy that you really fear when you line up against this passing offense is laying right there. He can't get back in the game.
Let's take a look at what happened to Randy Moss in the first half.
It was a deep pass over the middle, and this is the kind of thing that we thought there was no flag on this play. And you see he was high in the air and came down, didn't get the chance to break his fall. He goes up and he comes down. It's just a collision in the air, and his groin injury was aggravated in that fall, and he was in for a few plays in the first half, but has not really returned late in the first half and here in the second.
Randy Moss is active today, and we'll see how effective Randy Moss can be. Randy Moss is dressed, but has yet to see any action. There is Randy Moss. He is dressed, but has not seen any action today.
Well, he didn't get a lot of work in practice. Obviously wasn't feeling well Wednesday and Thursday. Did a little bit on Friday, but not a lot of lateral cutting and movement.
Raiders will throw again, this time lots of time, and it's Randy Moss.
Didn't take him too long to get going, did it, Phil? And that's what this team needs. They need an emotional spark.
Trying to fire them up here in Oakland. That was a gain of 15.
As reported is eligible. Number 70 is reporting as eligible.
Brad Badger, the backup guard who also plays some center, is an eligible receiver. 1st and goal for Oakland. 1st and 10. Collins again, lots of time. Lost it to Moss. Touchdown! He beat Nate Clements.
Boy, was that a great throw. Just great anticipation by Kerry Collins. Randy Moss runs a good little route. Still, to me, doesn't look like he's quite 100%. You watch him at the end of this route. Puts a nice move on Nate Clements.
Well, Collins just put that in there perfectly.
And that came out of his hand early, Bill. He threw that ball way before Randy started making that cut. Great anticipation by Collins. Big time throw.
3rd touchdown of the year for Randy Moss. And the Caskey's extra point is good. And the Raiders take the lead on the 22-yard touchdown catch. He's given the Raiders a 10-7 lead on the 22-yard touchdown.
Randy Moss, they use him sparingly in certain situations. We haven't seen a great deal of him, but obviously now they're getting in scoring zone. They want to get him on the field.
Number 17, here come the Bills on the blitz. Able to get rid of it, and that's caught at the 10-yard line by Moss. Randy Moss.
He looks to be a little limited after the catch, Bill. You see him make the catch. He's not really able to turn his hips.
Oakland timeout, 2nd team timeout. Will be a 30-second timeout.
The Raiders will take a timeout. We didn't know today if we were going to see number 18. We have, but he's caught a touchdown pass.
I think they'll be careful with him, using him sparingly in certain situations. Obviously, in 3rd down, you want to get him on the field, and certainly in the scoring zone where he can make big plays with his size and his leaping ability.
Randy Moss with a 22-yard touchdown catch. A big win for the Oakland Raiders.
The next home game, November 13th at 1:05.
Where our final score is Oakland 38, Buffalo 17.
It is 3rd down and 4. And that is caught by Moss, who is grabbed by the rookie Hill. The 1st down is acquired at the 46-yard line.
Roughing the passer.
If you're going to commit and you're going to blitz, that means Randy Moss is going to have single coverage there with Hill. 18. Moss so far has just basically been jogging. Hasn't really run a route full speed.
23-yard line, 1st and 20 for Collins. And there he goes toward Moss, who's got plenty of room from the rookie Jones. The gain is to about the 36. It's a pickup of 13 and a 1st down.
And I was talking about this matchup with Jones and Moss, and look at the huge pad that Jones is giving Moss. And does that look like full speed to you? You know, Moss has got the bad hamstring at 80%. That it might be 80% physically, but that's about a 50% route.
2nd down and 2. And Collins with time. He's got Moss again, and he fumbles the ball. Lamont Thompson made the hit. The ball is vacuumed in. They call it down. It is a 1st down catch by Moss. 1st and 10 for Collins after the 11-yard completion. And he goes deep, and it's incomplete, looking for Moss, who is covered by the rookie making his first start today, Ronaldo Hill.
Look at the pad that Hill's giving Randy Moss on the outside. And, you know, I know his 80% is better than most people's 100%, but that little shot that Hill gave him knocked him off his stride, and he got away with a illegal contact down the field, because normally you'd see that as a penalty, and Moss leaves the game.
And wide receiver Randy Moss is as healthy as he's been in 3 weeks.
Big height advantage to Moss and Washington, bottom of the screen.
About 6 inches, 2nd down, goal at the 4. Collins going to Moss, and incomplete. And Washington, who has shut Moss out all day long, is there again. Incomplete pass.
Well, it's thrown in the area it needs to be thrown in. It's almost like the speed is a little bit off. But Washington's there, and honestly, if that ball's a little bit lower, it's a completion that Washington can't do anything about. Kerry Collins overthrew him. That's 7 passes now to Randy Moss. No catches, no yards.
5 in the secondary on the line. 3rd and 3.
Can still get a 1st down.
The fake to Jordan, who offers a block for Collins to the wide receiver Moss, and it's a touchdown for the Raiders. Can you believe it? And Oakland has taken the lead. His first reception of the day is a touchdown catch for Randy Moss.
Who's covering Randy Moss on the next play? Benny Sapp.
Yep.
And Kerry Collins throws the perfect pass. I'm sorry, Dwayne Washington was covering. Dwayne Washington was there on Randy Moss, and a perfect pass by Kerry Collins. That's the life of like offensive linemen, defensive backs. How'd you do today? Well, I had 67 plays, and I did as good as I possibly could on 66 of them, but one of them I didn't do well.
Raiders' second opportunity starts from the 35, and Collins back to throw. Good protection. He's going to go long. Randy Moss, incomplete at the 20-yard line. Foxworth and Ferguson on the coverage.
Collins trying to go downfield to Moss, just can't get there. And I don't think, Dick, when you watch this guy warm up and you talk about him in practice, I don't know that he's 100%. He's not able to go chase those balls down like he normally does.
He's bothered by a hip injury, a bruise, a bone bruise, a rib injury suffered in the San Diego game.
You know, it's tough when you look at Randy Moss, not had a lot of opportunities in this game, but they're using him sparingly, Dick. And I don't know that he's 100% healthy. We talked about it, and it's tough to be critical of his performance and his production when he's out there and he's not 100%.
The injury occurred against the Chargers in game 5.
You know, we talked about Moss the first 4 games of the season, how productive he's been, but the last 4 games, a different story. Obviously with the injury, not a lot of big plays, but here's the big deal. 4 yards after the catch, essentially he's been catching the ball, either getting out of bounds or getting down to protect his body.
Over the middle. And that one's to Moss. He has his first catch of the game, the 5-time Pro Bowler. As he sits in the zone and picks up about 7 on the play.
It just works upfield, finds a little hole in the zone, sits down inside. Kerry makes a good throw. But again, it just doesn't seem like himself, Dick, after the catch.
First down, Collins on top. Open is Moss. He's been absent except for 1 catch in this game. Maybe that'll brighten the crowd.
That's just what we talked about up in the booth prior to the commercial. Said, where's Randy Moss been? And you watch him working here. Does a nice job at the top of the stem. They got to find ways to get him involved, to get him back in the game, to get a big play to jumpstart this offense.
Let's go down to Armand.
You know, Rich, you talk about getting Randy back in the game. That's exactly right, and that's exactly what Randy was trying to do here on the sidelines before they went out on the field. Brought his offense together and said, hey, guys, if we're not going to do it now, we're never going to do it. You know, Norv Turner had said one of the things about Randy he learned is all Pro Bowlers and Hall of Famers have great pride in what they do. He said it's the same thing with Randy. He said they all want to reestablish that greatness every single day, and that's what Randy does.
Collins goes deep. End zone, Moss. Touchdown! What a catch! Beats double coverage, juggling, and then those sure hands latches on to a touchdown, his 5th of the year.
Well, Kerry Collins throws the deep ball as well as anybody. He throws a pretty ball. But watch Randy Moss at the end of this route. He's got his guy beat. He actually slows down and boxes out. He knew he was running out of space. He wanted to give himself extra space in the back of the end zone on Ferguson and Foxworth to get his feet down and make the big catch.
Janikowski with the extra point. The former basketball star in West Virginia high school play uses his body well. Well, he's such a great talent that even at 75%, Randy Moss makes plays that most humans cannot. And going back to the Moss touchdown, let's rejoin the Navajo Network. KTNN.
Gary Collins up in Randy Moss.
Open is Moss. To the 11. First down again. Now the healthy Moss, that's a touchdown.
Yeah, he's still going to garner a lot of cushion from the D-backs. Again, we talked earlier about Champ Bailey not being quite 100%. He's very cautious here. You got two guys who aren't 100% going after it. But again, a healthy Randy Moss, I think he breaks that tackle and possibly scores there.
Here comes the blitz. Collins throws, has a man, Moss. And Moss with a first down at the 21. Champ Bailey, the tackler. And for Randy Moss now, that is his fourth catch. 3 of them here in the second half.
Yeah, he's silently starting to contribute. And you see that cushion that Champ Bailey's been giving him. And we know he's not 100% healthy either, but too much cushion for Randy Moss.
Make that 5 catches, 4 here in the second half. And 1 for a touchdown on a nearly spectacular grab.
Remains third down. I don't understand why Kerry Collins gets off this. Give him a chance. He's got him beat. He's looking right at it. For some reason, he wheels around back to his left. Doesn't give him a chance, and you can see the frustration on Norv Turner's face. I'm sure he's hearing from upstairs that they had Moss for an easy 6.
The All-Pro Randy Moss, still not 100%, but the Raiders told us that he had his best practice week in a month. Fake, and Collins looking downfield again. Goes long for Moss. Intercepted and then dropped. Sean Taylor had it, and as he fell to the ground, the ball popped free. Moss had a good step on the defense.
Well, you watch him on the inside. He's actually going to go right down the middle of the field. He splits this 2-deep coverage. There's plenty more in there for Randy Moss. Kerry Collins underthrows this one. Sean Taylor gets a chance to come back in and make the play. I believe Randy Moss could have done a better job maybe boxing him out and going up for that ball and trying to make a play.
Again, having to throw on the run deep in the end zone. Touchdown, Randy Moss. But the flag is down, and it might be against Moss. He had a push before the ball arrived. And that's the call.
You'll see Moss in the back of the end zone. He's working on the inside. He starts to run to the corner, realizes he can't beat, so he pulls up and actually pushes off Walt Harris. Walt Harris has got himself in good position to make a play. Randy Moss just reaches out and pushes him. I don't know that he needed to do that in that particular situation.
So Moss using the basketball skills. He's one of the great players in West Virginia high school history. Could have played basketball or football and even tried out some semi-pro basketball while a member of the NFL. And the penalty turns a touchdown into a 10-yard loss, and the Raiders lead in penalties and penalty yards.
Well, he's made some plays, 3 touchdowns in the last 13 receptions, despite the fact that he has not been on the field as much for the Raiders.
4-man rush on Collins. Fires to the end zone, incomplete. Trying to go right back to Moss, and Sean Taylor was there to deflect it, incomplete.
That's one thing Kerry Collins will do. He has so much confidence and faith in Randy Moss that he'll give him some shots. He'll throw some balls into some tight coverage, thinking that Randy Moss will go up and make a play. Look at the play before where Walt Harris had his back to the line of scrimmage, wasn't able to see the throw, and Kerry Collins trusted Randy Moss enough to give him a shot.
It wasn't a big shove, but detected by the officials, denied the touchdown. Collins to the sideline, complete to Moss, who steps out of bounds, and as he came back, his momentum took him from a first down right to the yardstick. It's enough for the first down.
Well, they bring the pressure here. Kerry Collins does the right thing. He works away from the pressure. You see Walt Harris in his back pedal. Randy Moss has not run particularly well the last month. Collins does a nice job stepping up in the pocket. But when you give this guy time, it's when he's at his best. The pressure is what really gets him out of his game. Randy Moss has not made a lot of contributions to this offense. I really believe this guy needs to kind of get going in the second half. He really needs to help out his quarterback, really work in his routes, push himself. I know he hasn't been healthy the last month, but this is a huge game for the Raiders. He needs to find a way to come up with some big plays here in the second half.
1 for 7, Collins on third down, and he gets the first down here by going to Moss, just setting up at the 49 of Washington, and a strike thrown by Collins.
This is the thing we talked about last week as well. At the end of the route, you watch him catch the ball and he almost falls down in the fetal position. This is not the Randy Moss that I'm accustomed to seeing. He made so many big plays over the years after the catch. That's where this guy really comes to life, and that's not what you're seeing from Randy Moss anymore.
He was injured 5 games ago against San Diego.
One of the first things he's going to do is try and find Randy Moss, and Randy Moss actually gets up on the secondary, goes right by Sean Taylor, and Kerry Collins just can't find him. You see the frustration from Moss on the sidelines.
2nd and 10. Deep out, caught by Moss, and knocked out of bounds around the 20-yard line. Sean Taylor was in perfect position for an interception. How did the ball get through to Moss?
Well, this is unbelievable. You know, I like Randy Moss. I think he's a great player, but you watch this effort. He's just jogging up the field, doesn't think he's going to get the ball. Kerry Collins winds up throwing it. This is a ball that should be picked off. The Raiders are very fortunate here, but this is the thing you don't want to put on film. Don't take plays off. Play every play. Your team's fighting, trying to get back in this game. You need your best effort each and every play.
Randy Moss sitting this out with the ball down inside the 10.
With the Dolphins leading this one 7-0. Early stages, second quarter. Play action. Collins has the time. Collins, a throw to the sideline. Randy Moss. First down, Raiders. At the 16-yard line, and Moss finally gets involved with an 18-yard hookup.
Well, they tell us he works hard when the ball's coming his way. And look at the throw by Collins. This ball's high. But Randy has the ability and the height and vertical jump to go up and haul it in and still come down with both feet in bounds. Sometimes he makes it look too easy, Ian.
36th catch for the 5-time Pro Bowler. Randy Moss, Solomon, 1 catch, 18 yards so far for the Raiders.
And if you're the Miami Dolphins secondary, that's the way you like it. Now, I don't think he's 100%. And I think it's tough for a player like him to play when he's not 100% and able to run full speed and get down the field, because speed is so much a part of his game. And I think without it, you know, he's just like a lot of other players. And Daniels just does a good job of staying on top. But you see, Moss doesn't have the explosion to go by defenders like what we're used to seeing. We give Daniels credit for staying in front of Moss.
Long count for Collins. Steps up and guns to Moss. That's a short gainer for Randy Moss. Only a 3-yard pickup through the air. You just don't think Moss is himself physically right now?
I really don't think he is. I don't see the burst, the explosion that you need, and especially the explosion you're used to seeing from him. Now, his presence on the field, I think, does a lot. Sure. That's the reason why you're seeing Gabriel get opportunities to catch the ball. Porter, even the check down to Lamont Jordan, because he attracts so much attention in double coverage, he allows others to get open.
On second down, in the pocket, Collins slings it over the middle to Moss. And now Moss is getting involved. The forward progress is going to take him right at the first down line for a gain of 7. Reggie Howard with coverage. And it is enough to move the chains for Oakland.
Oh, that's a rare sighting. Randy Moss catching the ball over the middle.
Yeah, almost
and taking a shot.
Had to catch myself when I said it.
He was over the middle. And so showing us some different things. And you know, you talk to many of the players, even Gus Frerotte talked about him because they played together in Minnesota. He said, hey, he was an excellent teammate to have. Didn't agree with all the things he did. He said, but he's the kind of guy you'll tolerate some things because he'll make big plays.
Randy Moss has suffered multiple injuries and is on a pace for record low numbers. He has only 38 catches this year. Randy Moss, who leads the NFL with an average of over 18 yards a catch. Can he get on track tonight? Jordan, who they tried to get it to 5 times on the opening drive. They'll go to Moss here, and Randy out of bounds at the 33. Moss has been slowed by injury since the first Charger game. In the first quarter, he tried to go up between 2 defenders, fell awkwardly trying to catch that pass by Kerry Collins that was underthrown. He bruised his ribs, pelvis, and groin on the play. And when Randy Moss takes off downfield and there's somebody within 3 yards of him, you know he's hurt, because there isn't a guy playing football in this league that can run with it. Let's check in with Susie.
Well, Mike, an explanation for why Collins and Moss haven't been a dynamic duo. Kerry told me back in week 3 that Randy's unique ad-lib style would take some getting used to. It takes a lot of time, a lot of reps to develop the trust. And because of Randy being injured, not being able to practice a lot, that was delayed. And for a chunk of the season, he couldn't practice. Because as a team, they haven't been able to light it up. They have to play within the system.
The other thing about what Susie was talking about between Kerry Collins and Randy Moss, really Kerry doesn't have a lot of control over. Randy played with a very mobile Dante Culpepper who could make plays with his legs and improvise a lot. That doesn't happen in this offense, so there is even more of getting used to one another that has to happen.
Well, I'm telling you what now. Quentin Jammer has given Randy Moss, I don't care if he's got an injury and a bad leg, he's given him a mile. Look at Randy Moss. Quentin Jammer is gone. If you don't throw the ball out here, you got 8 yards to Randy Moss every single time he comes off the line of scrimmage if you got Quentin Jammer on him.
I think that's the greatest tribute to Moss, even though he's hurt. And since he was hurt, averaging only 3 catches a game, he's still double and triple team. And right now, the Raiders moving the ball, but they only have 3 points to show for it. It's a little frustrating.
We showed a shot of Randy Moss looking a little bit frustrated. This is terrific coaching by Norv Turner. He's going over every one of the looks that Randy has gotten, and they're talking about what needs to be done. This is a coach that understands the importance of a receiver, and that's a classy receiver instead of being in a coach's face, taking the time to find out what he's thinking.
To me, that's what separates him from T.O. If T.O. is on the sideline, he's in that coach's face, and he's screaming about not getting the ball. Randy Moss is trying to figure out why and to help the team.
One other thing about Randy Moss, we're talking to his teammates last night, and every single one of them echoed it. Yeah. He's the best teammate you ever want to have. They have no problem whatsoever. The media creates a problem for this guy. This guy is a good guy. He's not a bad guy.
He's stubbed his toe. He's stubbed his toe a little.
More than one. That isn't now.
No, I agree. You know, I think it's unfair to mention Terrell Owens and Randy Moss in the same sentence because they are completely different people.
Yep. From the 18 on second down, Collins again. This time to Moss, taken out of bounds to the 25 by Jammer. The second catch from Moss tonight.
I would wear out Quentin Jammer against Randy Moss. If I had the opportunity, every chance, if he wants to give him this much room and look back in the backfield, then you better bet I'm going to throw everything underneath him until he decides to nibble one time, and then it's going to be all over.
Yeah, but look at, he's limping coming off the line of scrimmage, and that
who's limping?
Faking. Randy Moss is limping coming off the line of scrimmage. Watch who's not in the area. Watch this. Look at how open Randy Moss is. He's just standing there. Quentin Jammer is in the end zone, and he's standing on the 11-yard line, and there was nobody else around him.
Collins looks towards Moss. Got it at the 43, goes down, calls timeout. 4 seconds left. That gained 17.
So he's done a terrific job with his football team.
Collins hit just as he throws a floater to Moss. Merriman came in and drilled Kerry Collins. The pass went up in the air. Fortunately, Randy Moss was there to catch it.
Somebody block Sean Merriman, please. I mean, he's not, you know, here comes Lamont Jordan, just comes out and ducks his head. You cannot ever do that. You duck your head, you miss the guy, Merriman's in his face. That's not fair for the quarterback.
I'll tell you the other thing you can't do is bury a quarterback like Sean Merriman did.
3rd and 3. Here comes the pressure again. Collins throws complete to Moss. He is spun out of bounds. That'll be a first down.
This was something in the first quarter that they could have done for the entire first quarter. Because Randy Moss, here he is out on the outside on Quentin Jammer. Look at this. That pass is right on target. It's an 8-yard pattern.
Did you see him limp, though? I mean, Randy Moss playing on one leg.
He really is. I mean, he is just not as healthy, obviously, as you would hope. And I mean, the first 4 games of the year, he averaged 22-6. 22-6 the first 4 games, and then he got hurt. Right?
Yeah, I guess.
Collins floats this one, and Randy Moss grabs it at the 42. Collins, the quick out to Moss, knocked down in his tracks by Jammer. 7 catches for Randy Moss playing on one leg tonight. You got to admire his courage just for saying, Yeah, I can go.
Well,
I'll get out there.
He has always been that way. He's always going to show up. He's going to work hard. And I think that he's going to be a handful to deal with next year.
We have not called the name Randy Moss yet, Solomon, and here we are, early stages, second quarter.
Well, they haven't even thrown the ball his way. You say, well, why is he not getting the ball? Well, he's attracting double coverage. Why? He's just a clear-out guy for underneath defenders because they're going to roll coverage over the top of Randy Moss. And so while he's less than 100%, not catching a lot of balls, his presence on the field does help others to get open.
On first down, first play from scrimmage, third quarter, low throw, Randy Moss. Did he get it? He did. Clean catch out near midfield, Ty Law. So veteran against veteran, and it's Moss that wins out. It'll be very close to a first down.
Well, they're able to get him in man-to-man coverage against Ty Law, and they had been rolling the coverage to his way. He's been mostly in double coverage, but anytime you can get him in one-on-one, you have to believe that he can make the catch. And you see Tuiasosopo looking at Randy Moss from the time he went back into his drop.
Moss came in 87 yards away from 10,000 for his career through the year. He only has 10 yards in receiving yardage today. And tack on some more. Moss trying to get it down low.
Cleveland, don't take Randy Moss lightly. You can't do it. He's not having the year that you would expect out of him, but if you make a mistake, if you give him a crack, he will make you pay. Know where number 18 is on the field.
But here is Collins throwing to the end zone, and Randy Moss. Quiet for a while, but the first ball to him today is the first points of the day.
And you could,
touchdown throw.
You could see it coming, Don. He came off the line right down the middle of the field. Kerry Collins had no doubt where he was looking. They caught the right coverage, and Randy Moss showing that even though he's not 100%, if you sleep on him, if you take him lightly, he's going to make you pay. Kerry Collins knows he can put it up high. That wingspan with Randy Moss on top of that 6'5" body.
So the Browns really have not come back from being stopped on that 4th and goal from the 1. And the Raiders take a 7-0 lead.
Watch the play action fake by Kerry Collins. Andre Davis, number 54, has to respect the run, and Kerry Collins knows down the middle I got my number 18, big Randy Moss. Perfect route, perfect timing, and a big-time throw by Kerry Collins for the touchdown. Kerry Collins needed that. Randy Moss needed that just for their confidence. And here it comes. Finish it off. Strike right down the middle to Randy Moss. Big-time throw and catch to get the Raiders on the scoreboard.
On 2nd and 10, Collins deep out. Moss first down. His initial catch of the game at the 25-yard line. And Collins fires to Moss. What a catch by Randy Moss. First down at the 32. A one-hander by Moss.
A one-hander by Moss into good coverage. I mean, take a look, Jerome Cox, he's right there. But again, look at Kerry Collins and the way this guy is throwing the football. There's the classic Randy Moss, the hand up in the air. Now he threw it back over his outside shoulder towards the sideline, but Moss makes the adjustment. Kerry Collins, he is throwing the pill.
Moss's second catch, that one good for 24 yards. Second and a long one to the end zone for Moss. Knocked away by Champ Bailey.
Randy Moss had that football. You could put this in the bank until Champ Bailey knocks it out of his hands. Randy Moss had that football. There's not a doubt that would have been a touchdown until Champ Bailey knocks it away. And he knocked it away, I think, before Randy Moss had it long enough to really what you have to do now, take a couple of steps, a football move to declare possession. What a play.
Second and short at the 4-yard line. The fade, caught and then dropped. Randy Moss and Jerry Porter were there, but so was Dominic Foxworth, the young defender for Denver.
Sometimes I wonder if guys like Dominic Foxworth don't really just benefit every day from being on the same team with Champ Bailey. Randy Moss elevated, went up after it, but Foxworth fighting him all the way. Look at that. Randy Moss, so close to being able to control that ball.
Down the middle and wide open is Randy Moss. And Moss with a little shake and bake, but all they can do is go to the sidelines at the 28-yard line. First down.
We've seen the matchup between Dominic Foxworth and Randy Moss before, the rookie against the veteran. I think the rookie falls down this time. Randy makes the sharp cut. He doesn't go to the ground, but he can't get himself back under control. He has to slide for about 2 yards before he's able to get his legs back underneath him.
And Champ Bailey will come into this picture on the sidelines. Looks as if he was injured trying to make the tackle. Here's 24.
Yeah, there's Bailey, number 2. Oh, he gets hit. Champ Bailey gets hit by Jerry Porter. I think it's Jerry Porter, number 84, hits Champ right in the ribs.
Again, Crockett looking for help on the play call. Down the middle deep and caught inside the 15 by Moss. And another tough catch, hit as he received the ball.
And now Al Wilson. Al Wilson looks like he's having a tough time getting up. Let's take a listen to this. Al Wilson still sitting on the field. Listen. Ooh, big hit.
And the throw to Moss, good move, and it's enough to get him across the 30. And first down on a blitz. The long throw toward the end zone is incomplete. Randy Moss, the intended receiver, covered by Champ Bailey. So third down and 10. And Collins to the sideline and overshoots Randy Moss, and Moss just kicks the yard marker in disgust.
Well, it's twice Randy's worked that sideline on Champ Bailey, once down in the end zone, and neither time does he have an opportunity to try to make a play on the ball. You know, all you want as a player is a chance to at least let me make a play, but that ball way over his head, and yeah, you see him puts a pretty good soccer kick on the 10-yard line marker.
Raiders 4-11. Oakland not much to play for. Don't tell that to Randy Moss.
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, this is my last game, man, of the NFL season. I'm gonna try to give you a little something, man. Stay tuned, baby. Let's everybody put aside our differences and let's come out here for 3 hours, 3.5, and let's send it back to the East Coast. Raiders on 3, 1, 2, 3. Raiders!
Well, that means there are differences, I guess.
There are definitely differences, Mike.
Wow. Randy Moss can get to 97 touchdowns with a catch tonight. He'd be 100 still behind the all-time leader, Jerry Rice. It's been an injury-plagued second half of the season for Moss, so his production has been down. Well, Randy Moss said he was ready. Let's give him a show. We'll see what he does on the Raiders' second drive in a minute. Sterling, there has not been a lot of Randy Moss. There hasn't been a lot of other players involved lately. What's wrong with the Raider offense right now?
No setup, Mike. And they came out, they wanted to, in the first series, they wanted to throw it around. They didn't get anything done. They look like they want to come out now to run the football, to establish a play-action pass game. Just no setup.
See Moss, rare to see him below the 20s in the rankings in the NFL. U2, Swa, 2nd and 10. Collins throws the deep out complete. Randy Moss pulls it in 3 yards shy of the first down at the 40. In front of Corey Webster, the Giants corners were beat up last week, especially the other corner, Will Allen, by Santana Moss and the Redskins.
And they are well prepped, Mike, not letting Randy Moss, who everybody knows can run. I mean, he is backpedaling with the intentions on getting to the goal line. Randy does a good job of dropping weight, coming back with a catch. Got short yardage for third down.
Moss's first catch of the night, 54th on the season, as the momentum has switched. 1st and 10. Collins throws for Moss in the end zone. Touchdown, Raiders.
The old double post route, Mike. The old double post route. Get a guy an opportunity to free release, little shake move, double post route, got a receiver clearing. Randy Moss in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. Kerry Collins is feeling it right now. The wide receivers are excited. Wow, the Giants got their hands full.
Tiki Barber sets a Giant franchise record going 95 yards. Looked like they were going to lose a fumble, but the challenge gets the ball back for the Raiders. Collins hit all 5 on the drive. 15 yards to Randy Moss. Game squared at 7. Moss had been limited to 1 touchdown his last 6 games. He gets touchdown grab number 7 to tie our New Year's Eve get-together in the Black Hole at 7. Randy Moss only thrown 3 times here tonight, Sterling.
And that's disappointing.
So back to Randy Moss, obviously the focus of the Giants' defensive attention. Doug Gabriel's caught the balls. Randy does have one big one, though.
And remember, Mike, he's not 100% healthy, but who is at this stage of the game, but does a good job of getting back. They're on a little comeback route, nice little shake move to get in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. He's not getting a lot of opportunities, but I believe that the Giants are paying a lot of attention to him because he is the focal point of the game-changing players that the Oakland Raiders have on offense, and that's why Doug Gabriel has been able to have the big night that he's had. 3 thrown, 2 catches. So Randy is not the Randy Moss that we're used to seeing, but creating opportunities for other players.
Back to the air. Strahan is blocked. The throw is caught by Moss. Touchdown Raiders. Wow. A bust in the Giants secondary between Wilson and the rookie corner Corey Webster. Randy's second of the night, and every time the Raiders are ready to slam the suitcase and head to vacation, they respond.
Mike, this is a beautiful play by the Raiders for the simple fact that Kerry Collins is looking at the corner route being run by Alvis Whitted right there, and because he did that, you saw the safety blast Whitted. Randy comes up the field on the fade route, clearing it out. Outstanding throw and catch.
Back to Moss's touchdown.
You know, Mike, a very good design because you got a sail route. You got the tight end that's going to the corner. You got a guy in the flat and Randy going up the sideline. You see the safety jump, the tight end going to the corner. That allowed Randy Moss to get on the outside. And this ball is being thrown to Randy, but the safety is reading the tight end. He jumps him, allows Randy to go down the sideline. Now, Randy doesn't look like he's running, but he's doing his job. His job is to clear the outside guy.
It has been forever since Randy Moss has had a multiple touchdown catch game in the regular season. October 10 of 04 with the Houston Texans, going back a span of 28 games. Inactive for a few of those last year in Minnesota. He did have a 2-touchdown performance in the playoffs against the Packers last year, but been a long time, first time as a Raider. 3rd and 2. Raiders without their top 2 tight ends. We'll see some 3 wide now. Collins hitch, throws, caught Moss. First down at the 40. That's coverage right in front of Chris DeLoach.
And against the cover 2 corner, there's not a lot of people that can run a play like this, but good patience by Randy. Remember, he is not 100%, but outstanding big arm throw on the outside by Kerry Collins.
Kerry Collins and the Raiders did not throw it run it, I should say, on the prior drive. They'll do it in the air again. Wow. Complete to Moss. Just over Alonzo Jackson's 6'4" reach. First down. So a holding flag on the Raiders. It will remain Raider possession, but will back them up. Randy Moss, who has a couple of touchdowns tonight, had in mind he had a big night in him.
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, this is my last game, man, of the NFL season. I'm going to try to give you a little something, man. Stay tuned, baby.
And he certainly has by hauling in 2 touchdowns for the first time in a season and a half in the regular season. He did it in the playoffs for the Vikings at Green Bay last year. Strahan back in for the Giants. First down. Here is Moss, who will get a first down inside of 5 minutes, needing 2 scores. Collins stepping up. That ball got deflected up in the air, but Moss came back and made a play. First down at the 31-yard line. May have been Strahan getting a piece. We've had multiple pass attempts deflected here in the 4th quarter.
3-man rush. Michael Strahan one-on-one. Gonna win.
Good awareness by Moss.
Very good awareness by Randy, and you know, that's what special players make special plays. And he's just, you know, he's trying to keep his football team in it.
Raiders can't afford to waste time. Need to get back in there very quickly. Moss checked himself back in, but he comes back and stay with the power formation. But Oakland needs to go. You can see on the sideline the players are saying, let's go, guys.
And you can't give me a yard? You can't give me the line of scrimmage? That's unacceptable.
I was telling you about Randy Moss. He wanted to get himself back in the game. Raiders wanted to stay with the power formation.
There was not a lot of power in that formation there, Mike.
It's interesting, in that little piece of audio you heard at the very top of the game, Moss said when they brought the huddle in pregame, let's put all distractions aside.